I've always been pretty good at analyzing the chessboard. And even from a very, very young age, I just understood, and I don't know exactly where I got it from. I understood the world is a scam, all of it. I was walking to school one day, walking to college, sixth form, with my 4 friends, and a Ferrari went past. And I was like, bro, how do we get one of them? He's like, oh, don't know. I was like, what do you mean, don't know? Doesn't it bother you? He has 400 grand for a car. Doesn't that anger you that he has 400 G's for a car and our parents are broke or on a council estate? They're like, I guess. That's the average man. Like, the average man has no fire inside of him. I'm 16. I couldn't sleep for 3 days till I saw a Rari. I was like, I want a Rari. I want one.
Yeah.
Now I have 4. Right? So this
only
is
4?
Only 4, but I have 22 cars as a whole. So
only 22?
Only 22. Sorry. I'm sorry. I hope you meet a rich man one day. But this is the exact point, right? So I always had the fire inside of me. And what happened is, growing up in Luton especially, all the Asian boys who were driving these fast cars, when you go to a petrol station 3 in the morning and a Lambo and a Rari pull up, you know they're down dealing drugs. Yeah. Like, you don't look at them and go, oh, he worked hard in school. No way.
Got that A.
No, exactly. So I always had an intrinsic understanding that the only way to truly get rich is to break the system in some degree. So when I was going to school and the school was trying to purport the system, they're trying to convince me that the system is the best way to have a successful life, I was sitting there going, but everyone's living the life I want broke the system. I don't believe in any of this. The final straw for me is I actually did very, very good in my A-levels. I was supposed to go to university. I got an A in business after only 3 of the 5 tests, because I aced every single one. I did this advanced test, this distinction, got a distinction in this, and I was offered free university in the UK in Ascot.
Where? Oh, in Ascot.
Ascot for business. It was free. So cool, I get to go to uni for free because I'm such a clever motherfucker. Good. So, but then they asked me to do a personal statement.
Oh, I hated that.
Yeah. So did I. So I'm like, personal statement, you already said yes to me for free. And who's gonna read this? Hi, my name's Andrew. I like to kickbox. Who cares? Like, you've already said yes to me. So it's during tutor class. I'm arguing with my tutor saying, well, I don't need to do a personal statement. They already said yes to me. Then she's like, everyone has to do one. I said, no one's gonna read this junk. She's like, everyone has to do one. I said, you know what? I won't go then. That's how stubborn I was. My mom went crazy. You threw away free university over a personal statement. You could have just wrote one. You could have did it. I was like, listen, I'm gonna be a kickboxing champion. Don't worry about it. Right? So.
When stuff doesn't make sense and you're doing things for no reason.
But there was a reason. The reason to me was
the personal statement. Doing a personal statement doesn't make sense.
Of course.
Right.
And I saw that as a genuine infringement. That was oppression. I can't accept that. No, I know I'm smart enough and I'm stubborn and I've always been stubborn. I'm like, no, I'll be fine without your university, without your personal statement. Goodbye. I must have been the only person to ever throw away free university in the UK. But I didn't go. Best thing that ever happened to me was not going to university. Thank God. That's a 4-year head start. Everyone's out here in uni. I was making money. I started off with a really basic, boring job. I was carrying boxes of ice in a fish market. You know, I wasn't doing anything elaborate, but at least I was working. At least I was getting up at 5 in the morning, running to work, working all day, running to the fight gym, fighting all night, running home.
This is what I respect. This.
I didn't have a car.
Yeah.
My family didn't have a car, right? It was literally just run. I used to run 9 miles a day to get places. I had to get places. I just run. So, like, I couldn't wear nice clothes because I get sweaty, right? So I was this guy who just wear a tracksuit, a t-shirt, take my t-shirt off so I didn't sweat too much, and just run everywhere around Luton. You just see me, the crazy guy, just running.
I really want people, if you don't know Luton, please look up Luton.
It was bad. Yeah, I grew up in a bad place. But
what did you do though? You went to the fish market? Is that what you said?
Market.
Fish market. You were kickboxing.
Correct.
And then what did you do?
Right, so
I want to know how you made money.
You want to know the whole story of how I got rich?
Yeah.
It's a really long story.
Every time.
But I've always had, the point is I've always had that fire inside of me. I've always had that desire inside of me. I think every man is born with a masculine fire. I think it's certainly the reason why so many things in history happen. It's the reason why so many armies tried to conquer the land. Look, why? Why would the Romans wake up and look in a random direction and say, let's go over there, whoever's there, let's kill them? That's inside of men. There's something masculine about conquest, right? That fire has been dampened. It's been dampened by distraction and consumption and all these things. But for me, I think the fact that I was so broke, I couldn't really distract myself. I couldn't consume anything. I couldn't buy anything. Like, so what do? It was either a life of crime or a life of punching people in the face and getting paid for it. So I chose to get paid. And the original question is why I resisted the system. I could feel all these little triggers my whole life of the system trying to oppress me. And every single person I saw living the life I was aspiring to was outside of the system. Even now, to me, I consider myself outside the system. I'm outside the matrix. I can say what I want. You're gonna get me fired? Who are you gonna do? You're gonna go get me fired. Anyone who's triggered by this, get me fired. Good luck.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like, I love living outside the system. I always aspired for it. So that's the simple answer. I really think that I have to be careful what I say on YouTube.
Yeah, I don't want to get this taken down, no
Yeah.
demonetization.
Yeah, I have to be careful what I say on YouTube. But any man out here with any kind of money, you have my network, which is the War Room, which is the premier network in the world. And besides us, I don't think there's anything else. But you need to be very, very understanding of the fact that if you're going to stay inside the matrix and be a fully law-abiding citizen for the next 10 years, you're going to get crushed.
Yeah.
You're going to get crushed. You need to either get another residency to another country. You need to get political connections.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, everyone saw my Twitter during these lockdowns. I traveled to 30 countries during lockdowns.
Yeah, you
All
partied.
because- I partied, yeah.
Yeah, I
And
saw
so
it.
all because I knew somebody. I know somebody everywhere. I had a guy in Russia who get me a business visa through his company to go to Russia during
That's
close.
amazing.
I know everybody, right? So with my connections, my network, and the number of passports I have, which is in excess of 10, I can do whatever I want.
On those passports, how does it work?
Okay, so
Like, is your actual name on it?
this is YouTube, my dear.
I want to know how it works.
This is YouTube.
Can you tell me after? Can you tell me what you tell me and then tell me the rest after?
No, but it's
No,
kind of.
I want to know how it works. You can give
I'm
me.
not
give,
all right. I'm
you
not.
Give me the
okay.
subtle. Give me
Yeah,
the subtle
yeah.
version.
Okay, so I'm not plugging my organization, but one of the first things we do in the War Room is we have a specific section and a construct that helps people obtain multiple residencies.
Okay.
And the reason that's so important is because if you only have one passport, then one government has jurisdiction over your life.
Correct.
And I don't trust any of these governments. Now, the idea of living off grid is outdated. The idea you're going to go to some hut in the forest and sit there with a bunch of guns and that, it's not real, right? The New World Order's here. We're all plugged into the system. The best thing you can do as opposed to living off grid is to live on as many grids as possible, because that allows you a lot more flexibility. In the height of Corona, when I was traveling around, when I wanted to go into a country and they said, you're not allowed in the country, Americans are banned. English people are banned. Swedish people are banned. Romanians are allowed in.
Yeah.
Cool. So I'm the same guy, right? I'm just whipping out passports.
Wait, but is your name the same on all the passports? I really wanted to know that.
Anyway, the point is, the War Room, the organization I run, CobraTate.com, that's something we specifically help with. And it's very easy to do. There's ancestral roots.
Yeah.
There's a whole bunch of roots. It's not hard. It's just a bunch of paperwork and headache. But we have a team, we have lawyers, we have people who can help make all that happen. So if you're a man and you have any kind of money, you need to be realizing that a degree of that money is worth spending on trying to obtain freedom. And to obtain freedom, you need to have as many passports as possible.